This ground right behind me, this is where the Indian team did some fielding drills after doing the net session. And at the fielding drill, I think the standout moment that everyone was trying to capture was that of Virat Kohli running, doing these short sprints, wearing a high altitude mask. Now, for those of you who follow Virat Kohli very closely, you'd remember that we'd seen him train with that high altitude mask, but previously that was done while he was in the gym, either running on the treadmill. So he has done this drill before. For the first time, we saw him do at a training session right here at the ground. For the uninitiated, what does the high altitude mask do? Well, it creates an atmosphere like you're training in a very high altitude. And what happens in high altitude? You have very less oxygen, so it's not easy to run. That's why whenever anyone travels to a high altitude area, you're always told to acclimatize to that situation, because your body is not used to the thin air, the very thin oxygen that is available there, and your lungs aren't used to it, so you're asked not to do any strenuous work. But this is artificially created, the high altitude area, by wearing that high altitude mask. What that does is the oxygen supply is limited, and then he was doing those fast sprints, which then the lungs demand oxygen go in. But if you're reducing the oxygen, it teaches the lungs or prepares the lungs to be stronger, your breathing muscles to be stronger, in which case when you get full supply of oxygen without the mask, they can perform better. We've seen these kind of drills being adopted by a lot of middle distance runners before that. We've seen top level athletes in other international sports do it. Famously in tennis also, we've seen a few top tennis stars do it. So this is a common thing, top sportsmen do it. Virat, up until now, we had seen him do it in the gym. Today he was doing it in the practice sessions. How the Indian team is gearing up for what promises to be a very exciting Super 4, because you'll have big games coming up one after the other, and the Indian team wants to be on top of its mark.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.